to another episode of Get Your Act Together with Mike Bain. Thanks for listening. Man. Just did my second interview. It came out fucking fantastic. I have a bunch of very interesting guests lined up. People from the first guys we had were comedians, but musicians, people in radio, guys in healthcare. I'm hitting up everyone, man. I'm going across the board. People with interesting things to say, and people with really fucking interesting stories who have overcome some obstacles. And I definitely got into that the last one. But anyway, this is just me and you time. Don't worry about those other people. This is me nice and private. What are you guys doing, man? You're gonna kill 1 million people by going home for Thanksgiving and seeing your loved ones? Oh man, ain't that some shit? Oh, that's some real fucking shit, dude. That's some dude, this has been so let me just address this. So every year a sitting US president pardons a turkey. If you're not familiar with this, every president does it. It's a thing where it's such a fucked up thing. The pardoning of the turkey is one of the most fucked up things that we do as a country. It is so fucked up because every year on Thanksgiving, the sitting president, they put out a turkey in front of him and he goes, I pardon you. You don't have to be executed. Dude, how do you think that feels to every motherfucker sitting in prison who's innocent? All right, there are innocent dudes on death row who got to watch the news and watch a turkey go home to his family. And they know they're going to get lethal injection. There are dudes in prison for non-violent offenses who are watching a turkey get pardoned. And they still get 20 years for selling crack and meth. That is the most fuck you thing we do as a country. Hands down. That's just rubbing salt in the wounds. It shows how much of a joke we treat judicial system and the American prison industrial complex. That's fucking brutal, man. We have prisons full of dudes who have served their time, who are trying to be better people, who are coming back, who can't catch a fucking break. But we let the turkey go? That's such a fuck you, man. That's such a fuck you. That's such a horrific fuck you. How do you feel? I can't. I'm trying to think. It shows how the ruling elite and the political class really just view their whole status as a joke. Their right to rule over us and dominate us. They really view it. Sometimes they do really tongue-in-cheek shit, like kill Epstein when we can all see it, and then say, he hung himself. That's a real. What are you gonna do? When they pardon the turkey, that's their way of saying, fuck you. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Shut up and do what you're told. Shut up and don't ask questions and do what you're told, or you're going to prison, man, and you ain't getting no pardons in prison. You ain't a turkey. Going home free is for turkeys. It's so fucking awful. It's so horrendous. And we make it such a fun, gimmicky little thing. The media hates Trump, so they're not being nice about it. But every previous president did this. And we would just go, Obama pardoned Turkey. And you're like, what about that guy who was a terrorist and then we blew his kid up in a separate droning incident? Why didn't we pardon that fucking teenager? And like, whoa. That's a human being, not a turkey. We don't pardon human beings unless they're a part of the political class who got caught doing bad shit, like those motherfuckers from the Iran-Contra conflict who just got let go. Those dudes got immediately pardoned by George Sr. as soon as he came in office. Dude, I wish they cared about us as much as they care about fucking turkeys. Dude, next time I sell dope, I gotta make sure I'm a turkey, man. I gotta make sure I'm a turkey so I can get my fucking way out of it. Speaking of which, coming up for Thanksgiving, man, dude, if you're one of these people who's shitting on other people for getting together, you're a douchebag. You are. Don't, like, maybe you don't want to meet up. Fucking don't meet up. Don't do that where you're trying to shame people. Because I'm watching you, and the people who keep shaming people for going home for Thanksgiving are just people who don't have homes to go home to. Unfortunately, they have shit with their family, or they're just fucking assholes. It's like, fuck you, dude. You look, I've been in that situation. I've been that dude who hates the holidays because he can't or won't go home for the holidays. And you see everyone else posting shit. It's like when you don't have a good relationship with your parents and you see people post, or one of them's dead, and you see people posting shit for Mother's Day or Father's Day, and you get all, fucking, yeah, well, I didn't, and you put up some salty ass social media post, or you're a bitch. You know, it's the same thing that single motherfuckers, especially single women, do on Valentine's Day. We all see it. Every year, women split into two groups. Those who love Valentine's Day because they have boyfriends and husbands and they show off all their pictures of chocolates and roses, and those that are single and go on rants about how it's a fake corporate Hallmark holiday. And it's funny how just having a boyfriend changes every woman's opinion on Valentine's Day. And that's who you guys are right now, right? And don't be that dude. Don't be that fucking dude who's acting like you're holier than everyone else, right? And you know who you are because I'm watching you do it because you're not going home and you think you're a hero. I've seen the posts, all right? Who is that famous Indian comic who got jacked to play a superhero? He has abs now, and now he's handsome. He put up a post that got, millions of likes and shit. And it said, hey, who's not going home for Thanksgiving? And then everyone else was like, it's so sad. And all these fucking introverts who hate their family. And every year, because I've been around you people. I work with you in comedy. I've gone to college with you. I know you people who every year bitch and moan because you got to go home and you got to listen to your uncle Dan. Uncle Dan wants to talk politics and chews you the fuck out and goes in a rant, and then you post about because how you had to deal with him. Dude, in New York City, so New York City is filled with fucking white hipsters from red states who were nerds and a lot of times losers, and they didn't fit in and they didn't like their family, so they went to the Big Apple to prove I'm better than you. I'm better than you because I smell bumpus now. I'm better than you because I'm paying $1,000 a month to live in an apartment, and my roommate is a 45-year-old man named Eduardo who's also a nudist. But I'm better than you motherfuckers in West Virginia. That's what they're doing. And these dudes, I would watch them come back and do open mics and do shows, and the worst thing ever is being a lower end comic in New York City around the holidays because they all come back and all they do is go on rants about, I had to deal with my racist uncle. My conservative family. I hate it. And it's like, shut up, bitch. They're paying your rent. Also, those are the people that are now on Twitter and shit complaining, going, oh, God, You people should be ashamed of yourself. I wish I could see my Nana. Fuck you, bitch. I watched you do a 5-minute set on how you hate your fucking Nana because she voted for Trump. Now you're sad you can't see her? Fuck you, you liar, you self-aggrandizing prick. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. You hate going home. Every year I talk to people that complain about their family. They complain about travel. They complain about listening to their uncle's politics. And those same people are now on social media going, patting themselves on the back. It's really sad that some of you are being selfish and going home for the holidays when some of us are really taking one for the team right now. It's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Ain't nobody at your Thanksgiving even want you home. No one's missing you. Get the fuck out of here, you liar. Oh, dude. The self-aggrandizing, people who don't go home for Thanksgiving right now are acting like they are Jesus on the cross. They are up there right now on the cross. It's okay. And that scene where what is that fucking Mel Gibson movie? Passion of the Christ, where the Roman soldier stabs Jesus with the spear. And the whole time they're jeering at him with their big Semitic faces. And he's like, yeah, get it, fuck you, Jesus. And Jesus says to God, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And that's what you guys are doing right now. Get off your fucking... You're not saving anyone. Stop it. Stop. I'll put up with a lot of shit, but self-aggrandizing and self-martyrdom, we don't need. I got no patience for that. America, the world has no patience for that. We don't need any more martyrs, all right? And no one's asking for it. No one's asking for you to fall on your sword. You're not a hero because you didn't see your grandpa. You're not a hero because you didn't eat biscuits and gravy, okay? You weren't going home anyway, motherfucker. You hate that. Stop it. This is the perfect excuse for so many people to not go home. Because their mom's calling them up, and they always, every year they want to tell. I've dated people like this. Every year they hate the holidays. They hate going and seeing their relatives. And for the first time, and growing up, they would just sit upstairs and refuse to come downstairs and see their cousins. And now they get the perfect excuse. And not only do they have an excuse, they get to have an excuse that makes them seem like heroes. You fucking frauds. Oh, you fucking frauds. Oh, it's the best. It's actually a good, I got to be honest, for some people it really works out because they're going to have get-togethers and then not invite the family they really don't like. There's people doing that who are getting calls from their aunt, right? Their aunt calls them up and just, hey, I'm going to come down and see you. I know the COVID thing's going on, but I smoked 2 packs of Newports for 40 years, and if that didn't kill me, this pussy-ass Chinese virus thing ain't gonna fucking do it either. And someone goes, oh, no. No. Auntie died. Don't do that. Don't come down. No, Auntie Catherine. No. We're good. I think I'm going to fucking come down anyway. No, definitely don't. I have COVID. My dog has COVID. The cat has COVID. Don't come down. Don't you post shit on fucking social media. No one fucking tell her. No one's coming down. What? No. Cousin Frankie said he was coming. Cousin Frankie does heroin. Don't listen to anything Cousin Frankie says. There is no one coming down to this house for Thanksgiving. No one. There's no one coming to this house for Thanksgiving. Not a fucking soul. Nah, I think I'm going to come down. You sure you don't fucking want me to come down? I'll bring that custard pie that you like. Yeah, I mean the custard that no one has a slice of. No, No, Auntie Catherine, don't come down. So many of you motherfuckers are doing that. So many of you guys are doing that to your aunts and your uncles and your cousins. I know you are. I know you're doing it. I know you. There is so many families right now that are just saying, hey, we're not getting together. And they're just not inviting that weirdo cousin. You know, that dude, like I said this before, that dude you meet at the funeral. Every time you see him at funerals, wakes, and the occasional wedding. You know that branch of the family you forget exists until there's a get-together, right? Everyone is doing that right now. Because I know so many of you motherfuckers that are doing this. I actually talked with someone who was literally doing this. He's excluding his aunt. He's excluding his aunt from Thanksgiving right now. Him and his family don't like the aunt. So they're like, oh, it's COVID. COVID is terrible and it's fucked up the world. But it's made life so great for introverts. It really has. It has made life great for introverts. And that's the thing, because most of the people who are complaining about seeing groups get together, or who are complaining about people traveling, you're fucking guys. You're introverts. I know you. You're introverts. All you do is post on social media about how you're introverts. Those are the people who love lockdown. They love lockdown because when there's lockdown, they're not weirdos. Okay? Now when someone calls them up and goes, hey, let's hang out, they're like, fucking COVID. Every time. I know so many of you dudes. This has been like the introvert get out of jail free card. This is the introvert get out of jail free card, because introverts always look for ways to get out of situations. They'll tell someone, yeah, let's hang out and go to the movies on Saturday. And the whole week, they're just sitting there anxious about how they have to go to the movies and interact briefly with another human being. All right. And COVID has allowed them to waltz their way out of any fucking social interaction. Dude, I was fighting to see people, right? Which I did anyway during quarantine. Okay? Fuck you. I did it anyway. I don't care. All right? I need to socialize. I'm a human being. And then I would watch people who wrote, this is my first time seeing someone in 6 months. And I'm like, dude. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say maybe that's linked to your depression. Just a little bit, man. It's introvert heaven right now. And so many introverts are just bashing people. There's all those people. I know people who have been traveling across state lines. All right, I just saw someone that I know put something up, and it said, I'm not going home to see my family this year for Thanksgiving. This person went on vacation to Jamaica a month ago and has regularly been traveling and seeing their family for months throughout our summer lockdown quarantine. Has traveled across state about 8 different state lines again and again and again. But now that it's Thanksgiving, they're not going home. Now, cut the fucking shit. Why do people always want to sit back and go, I'm better than you? Even if it hurts them. It can be better than me because I'm seeing some of my family, dude. I'm going over my uncle's house. And my uncle and his wife, my aunt, I don't know how I just blanked on that. We're in Aruba, not even like a week and a half ago. Not even, man. Maybe 10 days ago. And they were like, you guys can come over, but Mike, your mom can't come over. And I go, why? And they go, well, because she was in New Hampshire. And the state of Massachusetts said people from New Hampshire got to quarantine for 2 weeks. And I go, New Hampshire's rural. They got the virus from us. All right. New Hampshire didn't fucking have the virus. People in New Hampshire aren't flying out to fucking Wuhan, okay? We had a dude from Wuhan in Boston who came to a convention here and then gave it to people. We spread it to them. And now we're telling them to quarantine. Massholes have been going up to New Hampshire and spreading that virus around for months and months and months. And I was like, dude, people really do just follow the news, right? Like, my uncle's literally, I know I was in a room and I went to bars and I hung out and I fucking just went about. There's this weird thing where people in like lockdown blue states will follow the rules to a T. But then the second they get to a red state, they're just like, mask off. It's like Amish kids when they go out for Rumspringa, right? When Amish kids become like adults, have hit 18, they get this thing called Rumspringa. I don't know, I might be mispronouncing it. And what they do is they're allowed to go out into the outside world. And what they do is it's like Amish spring break. They go out, they party, they use a telephone. They get fucking kinky, dude. They use electricity, right? They check out the internet. Man. Oh, man, they make tweets. They get fucking gnarly, dude. But no, they go out, they get fucked up, and some of them never come back, and most actually do. And it's their chance to go see the world, and they come home, and they get back to regular life. And that's what it is for people in blue states going to red states. That's what it is for people from New York and New Jersey going to Florida. Florida is Rumspringa, so is Texas. One minute they're yelling at people for not wearing masks in Brooklyn, and the next minute they're sitting on a beach in Miami making out with a complete stranger who has a serious cough. And they just go, he's only coughing because he's got nasal drip from the cocaine we all did last night. Yeah, we shared the same $100 bill. I'm fascinated by the psychology behind it because it shows that most people just do whatever the news and whatever everyone else around them does. The reality is they're not thinking for themselves in any possible way. If their community goes one way or the other, they almost always just follow what everyone else is doing. Don't be those people. Speaking of which, this translates to the next thing I want to talk about. This dude named Dr. Mike, right? If you're a lady listening to this, you probably know who he is. He's the hot doctor. The hot doctor. He's the sexy doctor. He's the sexiest. He's a doctor like Dr. Oz, which is, a celebrity doctor, which we don't need celebrity doctors. Doctors shouldn't be celebrities. We don't need celebrity chefs, and we don't need doctors, okay? I don't need to know who the fuck's back there making my pasta. I don't know need to know who's making my ravioli. Right? Because celebrity chefs led to Emerald and Guy Fieri and Andrew Zimmerman, and I'll pass on all three, dude. And celebrity doctors led to Dr. Phil, right? Not a medical doctor, but Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, and Dr. Mike were all awful. They are not, they're technically doctors, but they're not doctors you trust. They're not giving sound ass advice. All right. Now, Dr. Mike he's famous on Instagram. He has millions of followers. He makes loot. He's like 7 million. He's got like 7 mil. And he's the sexy doctor. He's the hunk, and women love him for some reason. And they have him on network TV, and he's not that good a doctor, but because he's sexy, it matters. Ladies, you are just as shallow as us men. You are just different than like Fox News. Fox News just has on, if you look at the women on Fox News, not to be too crass, there's no uggos. There are no obese female news anchors on Fox News. There's no ladies who don't have a youthful face, a rack, and more than likely blonde hair. Okay? And women, you do the same shit. You will take advice from a man when he's wrong or he's stupid just because he's good looking. Dr. Mike got in trouble because he was partying on a boat in Miami with like 10 fucking models. They all look like they do porn. They all have plastic surgery and those big fat fucking lips, Botox lips, just sitting there full duck face even when they're not making duck face. And he's on a boat partying for his 31st birthday, and no one is social distancing and no one's wearing a mask, and the pics got out, and it's a big deal because Dr. Mike told everyone you have to wear a mask, which kind of shows that we've seen this with our politicians because Newsom did this. Governor of California said, don't get together on Thanksgiving. All right, don't have large gatherings. And then people caught him at a restaurant inside eating with his family. And there were over 11 people. And the same fucking thing happened with the governor of New Jersey. Okay, Cuomo said wear a mask, and then they caught him not wearing one at a hairdresser. So guys, let this be something to consider. All of the people, your politicians and your healthcare people, even Dr. Fauci got caught at a game not wearing a mask next to two people at a baseball game. All of these people that are telling you to social distance and not see your relatives and wear a mask, all are continually caught not doing it. So it kind of implies that there might be something they really know that they're not telling you, or that they know that this shit ain't as bad as they fucking made it out to be. All right, every single person who gets strict about this keeps getting caught. They keep getting caught not doing what they're telling you to do. So that should be pretty fucking evident, all right, if the medical industry, right, and the political class who are telling you to wear your shit aren't wearing it, and they're the ones with all the information, maybe, I don't know. Think about it. Consider something. Anyway, what I find funny about this is people flipped out. I read an article, and there was one quote where a guy said, I never cared about my health. I never trusted doctors before him. Now I don't know what to believe or do anymore. How much of a fat fuck do you have to be that you never cared about your health until Dr. Mike came along? I never cared about my health until a pretty face with abs on Instagram told me I should care about it. What the fuck? I never trusted doctors. He wrote, I was able to get my family out of their propaganda ways, and now I don't know what to tell them because of Dr. Mike. That's it. A guy on Instagram is where you got your health advice. I never trusted doctors, but that's the guy you trust? I would never trust an attractive doctor. Ever. I want a nerd fucking doctor. You know who I trust? You know who I want as my doctor? An Indian. I want an Indian dude. I want the accent. I want him to sound like Apu from The Simpsons, okay? I don't want him to be nice. I don't want him to come in and joke with me and go, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? You watched the Patriots game last night? Fucking Bears. What are you going to do? I don't want that. I want him to walk in, all right? I want him to be very strict and stern. I want him to grab my fat and go, oh, you're getting big, boy. And then he says, turn around. He fucking jams his finger in my butt and pokes my prostate. All right? No, how do you do? No, ooh, we're buddies. Because that's what a doctor is. Your doctor isn't your friend. He's not your buddy. He's not your pal. He's your mechanic. And he comes in and he goes, what the fuck have you been doing to this thing? What have you been? Have you running this thing into the ground? You know your car needs oil, right? And your doctor comes in. He's that mechanic. And he goes, you know you need vitamins, right? You know you need to eat food other than Vienna sausages and hot dogs, right? You know a man can't live off boiled hot dogs alone, Michael. You know that, right? That's what you need from a fucking doctor. You don't need pretty boy. I don't want a pretty doctor, because if a guy's pretty, he wouldn't become a fucking doctor. He wouldn't study and become intelligent and go through all the schooling to get there. He would just go be handsome and fuck. He didn't have time for school. I don't trust you. You don't trust doctors. That's exactly who I'm. And I don't trust many doctors either because they're part of an industrial complex of medicine that's designed to not cure you, but essentially keep you sick, which goes in conjunction with a giant, industrial farming and food complex, which gives you stuff that's not nutritional and designed to make you break down because they make money off of repairing you, or not really repairing you, but giving you Oxycontin. I don't trust the same motherfuckers. Yeah, have fun with Pfizer. The guys who got an entire generation addicted to heroin, they're going to come out with a new vaccine. Dude, no. Like, I want a mean nerd doctor, all right? I want him Indian. I want him to have a dot right in his forehead. I want the real fucking deal. All right, I'll settle for Asian. I'll settle for like Chinese, okay? Or like I remember, dude, I started losing my hair, man, in my early 20s. I was so self-conscious about it, so I took this shit Propecia, which do not take. Do not take Propecia. It will fuck with your hormone levels, okay? It shrinks your prostate to reduce your testosterone, because the reason a man goes bald is because he's fucking manly. Baldness is a sign of manliness. You have too much testosterone, okay? That's what it is. And so what it does is it shrinks your prostate, reduces your testosterone, and you end up with more fucking estrogen. And I remember talking to my doctor, and he's old, old white dude, old style gruff doctor. They don't make him like this anymore, man. He comes in, he goes, "What's up, Mike?" And I go, "I'm going to get Propecia." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't. What do you need that for?" I go, "I'm going bald." And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to go bald. It's part of life. And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to go bald." And he goes, what do you want me to fucking tell you, kid? Like, this is what my doctor said to me. And I go, I really don't. He goes, "Look, okay, this Propecia stuff, it's going to mess with your hormones. You get a little more estrogen." And he goes, dude, I just want it. He goes, "Don't come to me complaining, all right? Don't you come to me complaining when you get all emotional and you got bitch tits." And that's what my doctor said. "Don't come to me complaining when you get emotional and you have man boobs." That's what my doctor said to me. And for the record, Propecia, when I got there are people who say that it made them gay, that it fucked with their sexuality because of increased estrogen. It was like they had like a mini transition. When I got off Propecia, my prostate grew back, and I was pissing like a 90-year-old man every 5 minutes, and my dick grew half an inch. So do not fucking take Propecia. And I've talked with people who have really messed with their dicks. So fucking, my shit's back in working order. Some guys couldn't get hard. Don't do it. And that's what I want in a doctor. I don't want cool bro guy. "Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey. No, your doctor is like a teacher, okay? They're not supposed to be your friend. All right, they're supposed to tell you the shit you don't want to hear. They're supposed to come in and they'll be like, "How often do you drink?" And we all lie. We all do that thing where the doctor asks us how much we drink, and we fucking lie. No one is honest with how much they drink, because every time they tell you you're an alcoholic, and you go, "That's not true," and then you realize you're a fucking alcoholic. You're a functioning alcoholic, but you're an alcoholic. Guys, don't. When you want the real deal advice of medicine, don't go to the guy. Be careful with who you fucking go to. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Don't go to the doctor from The View. Go to your real doctor. Don't go to a doctor with a TikTok or an Instagram page. If my doctor is on social media, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going somewhere else. Okay? What I need is a dude who comes in and calls me fat. Okay? I want him to see my doctor, and he goes, "Mike, you gained 40 pounds. And I went, "I know. When you measured me, I just done a weight loss competition, and now I went to the gym." And he goes, "I don't know if that's healthy." And I'm like, "Well, I do." But I like that second guessing, because he's calling me a fat fuck. And I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm bulked up. I'm beefy, bitch." Fucking You little scrawny bitch, I'll muscle you. Anyway, dude, I've been talking way too long. Let me get to questions because this is what we're here for. Somebody asked me, I smoke weed. My 15-year-old daughter smokes and expects me to be okay with it. No, fuck that. No, absolutely not. All right, you drink, right? All right, would you be okay with your 15-year-old daughter drinking? You fuck, right? Would you be okay with your 15-year-old daughter fucking? No, you wouldn't. Also, you're the parent, man. Lay down the fucking law. You smoke weed, you out the fucking house. How is that even up for a debate, man? If I had the audacity to even dare have this argument with my parents, my father would have beat the fuck out of me. You know, I'm not saying you should hit your kids. I'm just saying they should fear that you might do it. Like at any point in your kid should never think, my dad definitely won't hit me. All right, my dad definitely won't throw me out of the house and let me starve in the street. That should be, you got to keep your kid fucking expectant, dude, at all times. That's part of parenting. That's part of being in a relationship to a degree too. You don't let them feel safe with you. Fuck out of here, dude. Like emotionally let them feel safe to come and talk to you, but the idea that they can do whatever they want and they're not going to face repercussions, no. You don't do that with kids. You keep them nice and scared, man. Not an unhealthy level of scared. But like, dude, I never got in trouble as a teenager. Not because I was afraid of my teachers or even the police. I didn't give a fucking shit about the cops. I was scared of my father. And I met kids who weren't scared of their fathers and they did whatever the fuck they wanted. I was afraid if the cops grabbed me and brought me home of dealing with him. Because, he put the fear of fucking God in me, man. So, dude, no. Their brain isn't fucking developed. She shouldn't be smoking weed, and you know that. And tell her if she wants to smoke weed, you're out of the fucking house. You know what I told you guys about relationships and jobs, right? About how you have to be willing to throw them away. You got to do that with kids too. I've watched this happen with people whose kids become addicts and junkies. And what they do is they enable them because they're never willing to let them go. And that's tough. That's an enormous fucking task, man. I don't want that position. I don't envy anyone who has to do that. But if you want to deal with that, like I've had friends who were thrown out of the house. One of my friends was fucking around. He was getting into trouble. He was drinking. He was getting fucking fighting, all kinds of problems with the cops. And his mom said, single mom, she said, "You're out." He's like, "What?" She goes, "You're fucking out." He was like 17. You're out. He lived in a fucking park until he grew the fuck up. And then a friend took him in. And she's like, "I'm not dealing with this. I'm not having you deal." And this is how most parents I grew up. This is how my parents did it too. If you're going to play that game, you're fucking out. Where am I going to go? You're going to fucking find out. You're going to sleep. No. You know what he did? He shaped the fuck up. He's doing well. He's got a job. He's got a family. And I've seen people who developed addictions and their parents were just like, enabled them, and they're still junkies. So I'm not as you saying, throw your 15-year-old. Maybe if I was a parent and my kid was doing that shit, I would say, you either live by my fucking rules or you don't live with me and you live in the fucking street. My father was very fond of saying that, and it worked, You got to be legit about it. You got to be legit. All right? Life is fucking hard, man. And you don't prepare kids for the harshness and the hardness of life by making them soft. We all meet those people in life, and you go, how the fuck did you ever become this way? And the answer is because their parents let them do whatever the fuck they wanted, and they never paid for it. So set some fucking ground rules, man. I don't know, man. Maybe you don't want to start with a, you're not in this house, but take some shit away from her. She's 15. She smokes weed. Take away all her social media and her life will fall away. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Absolutely fucking not. Someone asked me, platonic friends, when you're in a relationship, can you have them? Oh, this is a good one. I would say no. Dude, you got to have serious limits on platonic friends. I have like one platonic friend, but we work together. All right? If it's so when women have platonic friends, most of the time what that means is it's emergency dick. When a woman has a platonic friend, it's emergency dick. That's what it is, man. That guy is there. This is why I don't think polyamory works. Because when you and your girl get in a fight, right? And you're gonna fight. That's part of a relationship. She goes off and she talks to friend zone bitch boy, and he's like, you're too good for him. You're too good for Jake. Jake from Steak Farm is a jerk. You're too good for Jake. And he plays that fucking game. All right? And he plants the seeds of subterfuge. He goes in there like a fifth columnist. Like he's fucking KGB hiding out in North Dakota. Right? And he tries so hard to get the woman to turn against him. That's his objective. All right, he's the sneaky male. He's not the alpha male. He's the sneaky male. His job is to sneak in and pluck the lady friend from the guy. And so men should be aware of him more often than not. I'm not saying every time, but it is more often than not. And it's whenever I meet a woman and she says, I don't have any girlfriends, I don't get along with other women, that is a fucking red flag. That is a colossal red flag. I would like guys. My friends are all guys. I don't hang out with women. Fucking red flag. Because you know what that means? That means other women don't fuck with her. That means that, what that means is she only wants to hang out with people who she can use and abuse with her femininity, and that other women won't put up with her bullshit, or they don't trust their men around her. That's what that means. And I've seen this happen so many times where girls will do this. We all know women who get men to do shit for them, right? And they just use their womanness and the allure and the hope of sex that they never deliver on, aka the friend zone. Maybe if you bring me to the airport, maybe if you help me move, maybe if you listen to me complain about the guy with the big dick who I used to fuck, who cheated on me, maybe I'll fuck you. Maybe, just maybe. That's the allure and the illusion, man. All right, and that shit, it doesn't work on other girls. Because I remember when I would hang out with girls and they would talk about another girl and they go, fucking Katie. And what's up with Katie? And Katie would try and play games with me, and the other girls would be like, fuck you, Katie. That shit doesn't work on us. It's like... it's like when Professor X from the X-Men tries to get in Magneto's head, and he's like, fuck you, Professor X. I got my special cap. You can't fucking get in here. That's what women do to other women. They go, you ain't getting in here. And what I've seen with men and their platonic lady friends, when a guy has a platonic woman friend, he's fucked her. Men keep women around his friends almost all the time if they've already had sex with them. Now, I had a guy friend who was complaining because the girl he was dating goes, you have too many women friends, and you just keep them around because you probably fucked them all, and he goes, I got mad at her. I told her, fuck you. And he goes, but the truth is I have fucked them all. When guys have female friends, those are almost always chicks that they've fucked. All right, at one point they had an awkward night where they fucked him. And I do know a guy, I'm friends with a guy who used to collect women and friend zone them. And he would make them take him to work. They would do his chores. They would do everything for him. Like he wanted to write a book, and he made this girl write down his thoughts. And it was all under the illusion that he would fuck him. It was amazing to see. And he would always have one, and then he would rotate out to another one. And at one point he dated one of their cousins, and this girl flipped out, had a mental breakdown, right? Like, and he's like, I can't believe she's acting like this. And I go, fuck you, dude. You knew what this was. You knew what this was, man. You destroyed her dreams, man. You can't do that if you're gonna keep them around. But so it's more likely. So if a guy has lady platonic friends, he's usually fucked them, and it's more than likely that it went sour. We usually don't. If a woman wants to fuck us, we don't keep them as platonic friends. So I wouldn't really worry about that on your end as a woman. I wouldn't worry about that if a guy has female friends. It does mean that he got around more than likely, but it is what it is. Like, it is also possible, like there are rare occasions where you are friends with someone because of something, work, or, you know, I don't know. My female lady, trying not to say female because I feel like that sounds douchey, but my woman friends, the only women friends I have are they either date my friends or they're female, they're woman comedians. And I work with them, and I don't fuck my coworkers. That's a big rule for me. So I've been able to establish that. And one who's I'm very close with, I'm friends with her husband. So it's not even, there's nothing there. So that can happen. It is, but that's like, you know, under certain circumstances. When a woman has a platonic friend, you know, as far as limits go, yeah, you don't, they're not allowed to, they shouldn't be hanging out one-on-one. Okay? Like that's weird, kind of. Like if they're just chilling because it's, you know, it's Saturday and your girl is hanging out with her platonic guy friend and he's not gay, no, that dude's, we don't just hang out with women. Okay, maybe if we're in the same area, like we're working together, we're doing something together, and we chill after. But we don't just, you know, you should be invited along. He should be a third wheel, maybe. And if you don't feel comfortable with him, you fucking say you're out. And don't be afraid to ever say that to a girl. I had this when I dated a woman. She said, I want to keep this guy as a friend. And I said, no. She goes, why? And I go, because he was a fuck buddy. He's not a friend of yours. You don't talk to him. You just used to take his dick. And you don't like the fact that I'm cementing a wall right now that means you can't, you know, I'm putting up a barrier to you going and getting that dick whenever you want it. And when people initially get in relationships, they don't like that. They don't like that you're cutting off options for them now. And that's commitment. Commitment's when you take that next step. All right. And you start losing other opportunities. Like when you get a new job and you're like, oh, I guess I'm an accountant now. I'm not going to be that guitar player. I'm not going to work for that other company. You don't get to do that. You don't get to keep your options wide and open. If you're in with someone, you're fucking in with them. You know? And earlier I said why polyamory doesn't work is because, and I learned this firsthand from someone I dated who went off and got into a polyamorous relationship. She was telling me about issues of jealousy in that relationship. Is when you fight with your woman and she runs off to a platonic friend, you know, more often than not, he's going to sneak email as she bitches and moans and cries. Now, if you're in a polyamorous relationship, she just goes to her other fuck buddy and tells him what's wrong with you. And as someone who's fucked women in polyamorous relationships, they do this. They all say we have to wear condoms, and they get a vibe with me after the first or even second time, and I'm fucking them raw. Almost every single woman who told me I'm polyamorous and I can't have raw sex had raw sex with me. Okay? And it didn't take a ton of pushing. And they at some point complained to me. They always complained to me about how their guy doesn't fuck them right. Overwhelmingly, I would hear, that's what that is, man. So as men, you have to be aware of that. I'm not one for that. I would be very, very particular if my girl had. Now, here's the thing. If it's a group, it's not a big deal, right? Like, even if she went and she hung out with a group of dudes, then I wouldn't even as much care, because there is a difference to hone in on here, because you don't want to be insecure, because that's fucking unattractive. You don't want to be that guy who can't let his woman go do stuff because that shows insecurity, and women are disgusted by that. That is DAP. That's that dry ass pussy. If I said this in one of my Monday motivations, if you won't let your woman go to the store because you're afraid she's going to fall on some dick, it shows you are insecure with yourself as a man. And you need to be secure. You need to say, you can go do what you need to do. I'm not afraid. But if it's the other dude snooping around, you gotta walk a fine line. If there's just a dude who's around because he's being a sneaky male, get him the fuck out of here. Because I let that happen. It's not good. It's not healthy for your fucking relationship. You wouldn't allow a spy in the fucking Pentagon, all right, if that's what he's there for. But if it's a guy who she's been friends with, whatever, don't come in and just be like, oh, you can't hang out with your dude friends anymore. All right, if she has dude friends, yeah, whatever. They go out. She hangs her, like, it's Tuesday, and they go to a place for tacos and trivia, and they get drunk, and she hangs out with a bunch of the boys or whatever. I don't know. Go with them. If you don't like them, fucking don't. But you should have that level of trust. Otherwise, a relationship won't work. You can't have a relationship if it isn't founded on trust. And women, if you need to search your guy's phone all the time, there's no point in that relationship. There's no point in the relationship if you can't let the other person do what they need to do. Okay? Now, I know I might be sounding like I'm saying two things here, but life is complicated, so there is a divide. And when someone's just chilling one-on-one and shit like that, and there's a weird vibe, that's not healthy. When they're trying to make a friendship with someone who just wants to fuck them, or with someone who they just used to fuck, was never a friend, then that's the issue with a platonic friend. That should be the guideline. Oh, he's my platonic friend. What was he? Well, before I met you, I used to fuck him. No. Nah, that's not a platonic friend. That's a fuck buddy. You need to retire the fuck buddy. You got a new fuck man. You got a fuck husband. Okay? No. Okay? Now, it's one thing if it's a group, or if it was like a genuine friendship. I grew up with him. And also, here's the thing. If it's an ex and they're friends with, I wouldn't be bothered by that. I wouldn't be bothered, because that ship already sailed, especially if they're in a hell. I was talking to on a date with a girl who, she said she has guy friends, and guys get insecure, and she won't tolerate them telling her not to see them. And I go, no, should you? Because the guy needs to be confident. And I was like, this is a woman who is who she says she is. She's not shady. Okay? And that's a big thing, is your partner shady or they not? And she wasn't shady. And I was like, nah, I'd never be. We dated, I'd never be fucking intimidated. Not at all. But you hanging out with your guy friends, because I know it's not like that with her. I know that's not what it's about. And she goes, oh, I still talk with my ex. And I go, I sometimes still text my ex too. You should never expect the person to... This is someone you spent time in your life with. So the idea that you can't, it's one thing to, I'm going to a fair with my ex. That's different, okay? But if it's, my ex lives 3 states over and I'm calling him, or maybe he lives in 2 towns over and I'm texting him, that is something you shouldn't be worried about. That is something that should be fine. And if you are worried about it, shows you're insecure. And insecurity is a fucking turnoff, because it means you don't have faith in yourself. And in order to maintain a relationship, you have to have faith in yourself. If you're afraid If you're afraid of losing them, you're going to fucking lose them. You need to be secure and say, I'm good enough and I ain't afraid of losing you. With or without you, I'm the motherfucker. So if they're like buddy buddies, if they're doing stuff, right? Like if your man has a platonic lady friend who's also single and they just do stuff, that's some shady shit. Okay? You know, kind of similar if for guys and girls, if it's the other way around. If your woman just has a dude, random dude friend, and they just, I don't know, watch Netflix together, and he's straight, no. It's one thing to call or text someone. It's another to be fucking chilling with them when they could be chilling with you. That's different. You know, and I've fucked up on this. I've fucked up on this royally before, where I was at a weak point in my life. I was at a very, very weak point in my life, and I got back together with a girl who I'd been dating. We broke up. I think I talked about this. 2 days later, she fucked someone, then fucked me. It takes me a lot for me to admit this, but I have to admit this because this is how fucking low I was. And people go through low points. We're not always strong. We go, and civilizations do this too. China was the most advanced civilization. Then they got conquered by Europe. They got humiliated, and now they're coming back for revenge, baby. China went to the gym. They got nukes, and they said, fuck you, Western world. We're the big dogs now. That's what they're doing. This is China's rebirth, and people do that, man. I've done that. All right, you have weak moments. It's okay to look back and say, I was weak, and I didn't stand up for myself, and I didn't do what was right for me. I let them get away with shit. If you realize it and you make the change, because oftentimes you need that break. You need to hit rock bottom in order to rebuild yourself and be better. And, you know, she goes, oh, I got back together with her. I was a mess, man. It was one of the darkest moments of my life. She said, I want to still hang out with this guy. And I go, no. She wanted to hang out with him and another guy she had fucked in between. And my job as a man was to completely put the kibosh on that and say, if we get back together, absolutely fucking not. No. No. These were flings. These were the guys who got after me, immediately after me. And, you know, she wanted to keep texting one of them. And I go, no. And she eventually admitted that she she goes, I wanted to make sense of it and keep that opportunity open. I wanted to, what's the word she used? Justify why I had sex with him. Because women will say that. Oh, I wanted to make it seem like it meant something, you know. I wanted to, you know, because sometimes you'll have a fling with a girl and she'll want to pretend like it wasn't just sex because she's ashamed. But I honestly don't buy that. She just wanted to have dick on retainer, to be completely honest. And the other dude, the one who she had fucked the day where she fucked me, and it took me a lot to get to this point. I allowed it to happen, man. I allowed it to hang out with him. And I was so weak and I was so afraid of being broken and alone. One of the worst moments of my fucking life. And I would never in a million fucking years let that happen again. I wouldn't have got back together. The me now, the evolved me, the adapt, the man that I am, never. Not a fucking chance. Okay? And who knows? Maybe she cheated on me again. Maybe she cheated on me. Maybe, I don't fucking know. I don't care at this point. That shit's old news. I moved on. I ain't the bitch I was during my weak days. All right, I lost the opium war. All right, I went through my great humiliation, and I came out the other side strong. We've all done this. We've all let someone get away with shit because we're weak and we're hurting and we're afraid, and you can't let that happen. I know sometimes it's fucking dark, right? And I was willing to compromise. No. You don't get to have that type of platonic friend. That was a fuck buddy, okay? That was a fuck buddy, all right? And then now you're trying to make sense of emotions that you had? No. Absolutely fucking not. So do not, no. If you take a break and they're fooling around with someone, not a fucking chance is that person coming around. Or that is a sneaky male. That is a sneaky person, man or woman. They're there to fuck your shit up. Don't let it happen. Be strong. All right? All right? No, this person was a sexual avenue for you when you didn't have me. And now you have me again? So the audacity to say I need to keep with him? No, you put your foot down. Don't be afraid to walk away. Everything in life, man. All right? Don't be afraid to let go of the sale. Don't be afraid to tell your boss, this is when I need her, I'm out. To tell your wife, your girlfriend, or to tell your fucking 15-year-old pot-smoking kid, this is what it is. Okay? These are the fucking rules. Because that's your job as a man. That's what manhood is. It's setting boundaries for your woman and your kids. That's your job, man. Your job is to create structure, to provide a safety net of love and compassion to let them grow, but to also be fucking sturdy. All right? I've watched men that are pushovers with their wives and their kids, and it never comes out well, man. Especially if they have daughters. It never comes out well. All right? You don't need to be an absolute motherfucking hot ass, because that doesn't work on your daughters either. That makes them rebel against you, and then they fuck the guy you hate. Okay? But if you don't give them something firm, Jesus Christ, if you don't give them set boundaries, okay, they're going to grow up and have terrible relationships with men. Okay? Because you need that. You need to hear, this is it. These are the rules. All right? This pot right here, this ain't fucking open for compromise. If you can't fuck with that, that's a fundamental of a relationship. And if a kid doesn't understand these boundaries growing up, they're not going to understand them in a relationship as an adult. And they're going to think they can do whatever they want and walk over the person they're with. And so good people won't date them. And your daughter's going to end up dating fucking dirtbags and shitheads. All right, who will be flexible on the boundaries because they're doing dirtbag, shady shit themselves. And you're going to set them up for unhealthy relationships. You got to have boundaries, man. Don't be afraid to set your boundaries, but understand, am I setting this boundary for the betterment of my family and my relationship? Or am I setting this boundary because I'm an insecure bitch? That's why being an adult and a man and going through life is hard, man, because you're going to make that, you got to discern that. I think I pronounced that. You got to discern that. You got to discern that, man. You got to discern when am I, and you have to trust your gut. It's what makes you good at what you do, is knowing the difference between when, I'm just texting my ex, see how he's doing. All right, whatever. This is a guy you dated before me. How long were you together? 10 years? Understandable. You had a life with that fucking guy. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? I still once a blue moon text my ex. It is what it is. One of the people I've dated, some that were bad, I don't talk to. The good one, yeah. You move on. And you just can understand, I went through some shit with this person. I have a relationship with them still. But that can fade over time too, and just like whatever, I move on. Over time, that will more than likely fade if you're providing your job as a spouse, it'll fade because they get you. They don't need the other motherfucker. But there will be an adaptation phase as you start dating. So there it is, man. Set some fucking guidelines. Know the shady shit when you see it. Trust your gut. But don't be insecure, and don't just give them the okay to fuck around on you, okay? But if they, like I said, I think I told this story about how I dated a girl who would do bug research in the woods with other researchers. And guys would be like, oh, you fucking girl's in the woods with another dude. And I'm like, my girl's in the woods with a nerd. Your girl's in the club with her slutty girlfriends and a bunch of fucking wasted bros. All right? Who should be worried? I trust her anyway. Or even if she did cheat on me, fuck it, then I'll leave. You know? You'll know what to fucking do. I know when a man comes around and he's sniffing for pussy. I've been in that situation where I dated a girl who had certain platonic friends, and I was like, no, that guy's up to no good. What do you mean? I go, that motherfucker is looking for pussy. And then she denied one of them, but he didn't live in the state, so I let it slide. He came once. They did some research together, and then he left. And later on, towards the end of the relationship, I go, you didn't talk to him anymore. What happened? She was, she wouldn't admit it. She refused to admit that he got shady and he tried some shit. He tried to fucking hit on her online, and I was like, all right. The other one I fucking was around. It was a coworker, and I go, you don't give him rides? I don't like him. Not only do I just not think he's up to real no good. He's not safe. And women will do this, and this sucks. And guys will do it too, but women especially will. You want the adoration. And I've been there, man. I've been on the other side of that. I've done it too. I'll keep someone around just because because they want me. Even if I don't want to fuck them, because with them wanting me makes me feel good. And this really works a lot on women. And they'll keep around dudes who they know are creeps, who they know are shady because they know he wants to fuck them. And you call them out on it, and they make every excuse in the book, and you go, no. Dude's up to some shady shit. All right? I don't fucking want him around. So put it down, man. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. You can sometimes have platonic friends, but it's very fucking limited. Okay? It should be a rare occasion, or, if all their friends are other girls, or all their friends are other guys, or the opposite gender, and that's it. They don't have a mix of both. It's not like, it's a friend group and some are women and some are guys. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. Guys, once again, thanks again. I get a lot of great shows coming along for you. And as always, I appreciate you. I hope this helped. Peace. With a hood, yeah.